welcome back to my RP-1 playthrough on the hard difficulty. So we're building a sun-synchronous satellite. Which I'm reasonably confident we'll be able to get a bunch of science from. So I'll take that. And none of the other... We have to wait a little bit on this one. None of the other contracts are things we can take yet. So we have a bunch of money. We have enough money that we can definitely pay for integral tanks. Also, can get that kick stage. Lunar comps. Oh, we still haven't fixed that bug. Okay. Well, I just added to my to-do list. Let's see. How much does that cost? 50K? So I'm definitely going to want maneuver nodes to go to the moon. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And we are starting to think about going to the moon. We'll be going to the moon this calendar year, 1958. So let's start that going. I'm going to change the ordering because I need to start this building um, as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. 61. So let's train. Paul. Hey, Badger Masher. So I have a temporary Thor. It's using Sep2 aluminum tanks. It looks kind of weird. It works. It is not lovingly detailed. It is only moderately detailed. Um, I'm waiting to, like, it's enough performance for me to do all the things that I need to do at the moment. Um, so I'm loath to actually. Man, yeah, I did this wrong. I should have. I was. Oh, I know why I was researching it the other way around. Because I desperately need an HA10 that doesn't suck. Uh, uh, so I think. Hmm. I'm sort of intent on beating history here. Oops. About that. And so Luna 1 was launched in January 1959. Um, and I want to know when the preceding Luna attempts were. There's Luna E1 number 3. Okay, so September 1958. September 23rd, 1958 was the first of the Luna E1 launches, which were a series of failures until January, where Luna E1 number 4 missed the moon as Luna 1, aka Mechta. and then Luna 2 even later in 59. So if we get a lunar flyby in 1958, I'll be very happy. If we do it early in 1959, that will probably be fine. The issue is that we need to start upgrading our tracking station once we get lunar range comms. Upgrading the tracking station will take something like 120 days, probably 125 days. I can't tell because it won't let me upgrade it because I don't have the tech. So that's 80 and 90. It's 170, 175, plus another 120. So we can start building the rocket before the tracking station completes. So we have a reasonable shot of launching things by late in 1958. So that's fine. I'll leave the ordering like this because I really need to stop launching AJ-1037s and having them fail. Although I have not yet had a flight failure. I assume that this will result in a flight failure. Let me remove some of these plans now that I don't need them anymore. Add to plans. Okay. So let's warp until we can do the supersonic contract. So somewhere around mid-January 1958, we will fly the supersonic contract. I don't believe I have any. I don't have any vessels in orbit. Okay, let's see what the rewards look like. All right, that's acceptable. 14, we'll net 14K out of this. That sounds good to me. Okay, I think that this is maybe kind of as bright as it's going to get. Maybe not. All right. Yeah, I don't like how dim this is, but them's the breaks. All right, Paul, let's go flying. Okay, brakes on, engaged. Okay, we're on burner. Let's rotate. Wheels up. Now, no, Mr. Bond, I've learned my lesson. I'm not going to snap the wings off. Famous last words. Man, every time it bugs me that these are pure delta rather than a cranked arrow. Cranked arrow is so much prettier.
Hey there.
Hello. Once again, you join me flying.
Well, I guess there's a lot of flying. Actually, I caught it right before. Why don't you just make the wings a cranked arrow if you prefer cranked arrow?
I should, but like I actually like the aerodynamics of this thing, and it performs really well, and I kind of don't want to mess with it.
Fair enough. I made a cranked aeroplane, and then I was having trouble getting it off the ground because on the runway, it's for some reason would just go sideways.
Oh, the only thing I've found that really solves that is using MechJeb's Smart ASS in surf mode. Like, that actually holds me on the runway fine.
It wasn't that I was going sideways when I was getting up to speed. It was going sideways when I was just going like a meter or two per second. Like, literally.
Okay.
Like,
Can't help you there.
Somehow the engine decided it was pointed sideways instead of forward, or not even that. I don't know.
Yeah, that sounds bad.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna try a different landing gear and see if maybe it was just a problem with the gear. Or maybe I installed the wrong mod, or who knows.
Yeah. You have KSP wheel or no KSP wheel?
Pretty sure I had KSP wheel in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have KSP wheel. The only thing I was thinking, I recently installed tweak scale to try and tweak some.
Oh yeah, tweak
parts.
scale is bad news.
Okay, I'll just get rid of it.
Yeah, it's enticing, but it's just there are always weird bugs.
Well, I only wanted to tweak completely structural parts, so.
Yeah, but like if the module is on other stuff, then the module is on other stuff, even if it's not rescaling it, because it's still applying its code, even if the multiplier is at 1.0.
Yep, fair enough. Just fix it. Let's see.
Reach a cruising altitude of 56,000 feet. And there we are. 5 minutes and 45 seconds. So let's warp until it's 8 minutes and 45 seconds. Halfway there. There we are. Sprinting out, sprinting back.
AirPods having fun pulling a 3D G-turn with full afterburner.
Yep. Nailed it, 610 meters per second, too. Okay, and back we go. Mach 2 out, Mach 2 back. There's the cape up there. Although there's a divot out of the center of it, because that's the... oh no, that it actually has loaded the actual static, I think.
Put it to the cloud then. That might just be...
Sorry?
Never mind.
Alright, let's turn off speed control. And come on in. Yeah, I'd like there to be less cloud cover, but there's definitely some cloud cover. Okay. Okay, there's the runway. Subsonic. Almost correctly lined up. That's pretty good. Going through the clouds. Put a couple notches of flaps in. I don't really have an explanation for why my flaps seem stronger than my speed brakes, but they...
Just slowing you down?
Hmm?
In terms of slowing you down?
No, in terms of my speed brakes rip off. And I thought I put the same strength numbers on both, and I thought my flaps at max extension have the same angle as the speed brakes, but I don't know.
Yeah, if all those are true, then yeah, I don't see why
It should be. Yeah, it should be equivalent. Okay, now we're right on the money. Below 400 knots. My angle of attack is only 0.2 degrees because I have full flaps. Makes a heck of a difference. Yeah, this is a way, way steeper descent than you'd get away with in real life. You get chewed out by air traffic control or your co-pilot or something.
Yeah, but you really don't want to spend 5 minutes on an approach.
Yeah. Once again, coming in a little hot. Okay. There we go. Oh, that's getting close. It was a very gentle landing, but it almost was too long a landing.
Almost too fast, too.
Well, too fast, too long, same deal. Fast is only a problem if you hit the end of the runway. Well, or
Oh,
like,
I
or
meant,
you. Sorry.
I meant touchdown speed.
Yeah. Yeah, and I did that because I was. Yeah, I wanted to be under 100, but I was not.
I saw it at 97 when you touched down.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Then I was. So the gear actually survive up to like 120 or something, if not more.
Really, there's a leeway there.
Yeah, there's some leeway there. Like, I do think it depends on how much weight you're putting on them, and I have enough lift that. I seem to get by. All right, we got the money. We're good. Let's save again. And then...
What were you...
Sorry?
What were you saying? It works to get crap... That's to take off now? So I dumped tweak scale. Testing it out again.
So use MechJeb's Smart ASS. Give it 90 on heading, whatever your current pitch is on pitch, and click to align on roll. And that is probably your safest way to actually taxi and try to get to your rotation. And then like once you get to rotation speed, then just increase the pitch a little bit, and you'll ease your weight off the runway. Take the gear up, then increase pitch a little bit. Once you're up to like a couple hundred meters, then you can turn on atmospheric autopilot and turn off MechJeb.
Okay.
As long as you have the G limiter set to something reasonable in atmospheric autopilot. Like 3G is a reasonable limit. Like you can increase it if you need to, but 3G is at high dynamic pressure is you don't want to be doing more than that. And dynamic pressure builds super fast down low.
Yeah, I'm still getting weird stuff happening to my planes.
Oh, that
Low
sucks.
speed taxiing. Try a different set of gear. So I think this would work. Okay.
Which gear were you using?
Medium.
Oh. How the heck big a plane is it?
I was trying out medium with 50% size.
Oh, rather than small. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, so we've unlocked the AJ1042. I'm gonna edit this. And I think it makes sense to just straight up replace the engine, because I think it will just have more reliability. But let's find out. So right now my current reliability is 82.4% and 95.2% for ignition. That's cheap
That was
enough.
the landing gear. Weird.
It was the landing gear? That's super weird.
Yep. Yeah. I'll see. I guess I'll test if it was the scaling on them.
All right, so that lowered my ignition chance slightly, but man, did it do good things for my reliability. And we only lost a little bit of time. So yes, we're definitely going with that engine. All right, so now we only have a 10% chance of failure rather than like a 20+% chance of failure. Except it's actually even lower than that because the rated burn time on this is higher, so the MTBF is going to be higher. Oh, yes. Okay. Now I have the confidence that we'll be able to go to the moon once we get integral tanks. Do I want to buy an upgrade? No, because I think I'm going to rush build this if this one fails. Just so the thing they're clear to start doing lunar shots. Oh, cool, and we'll be able to start building our X-15 pretty soon as well. I'm liking this. All right. So let's warp and then fly the mission. And it takes almost 3 days to roll out. So I'm going to start the next one building. And all right, this is almost up to worth flying again, and it will be the last contract we will be able to fly. The last supersonic contract. Until we get better jets, which we... Do we have to... Let's see, what's in here? Okay, so we actually have to research this node to get better engines. Oh, that's interesting. So we don't actually get J79s until here. Does that even make sense? That makes no sense. I guess the issue is that this is a late J79. That's what's going on. Because certainly the F4H was in testing in like 50, 58, 59. I mean, like Wally Schirra flew one before he was a Mercury astronaut. Oh, there's another non-RO RP-0 yes thing that I have to deal with. Okay. So yeah, we could research.
Yes, it was a.
Sorry.
Sorry.
I was just gonna say I could
I was
research
just
this
gonna
node,
say.
but like 10
Yep.
science is pretty steep price to pay for some funds now that we'll actually have orbital class stuff. So I don't know if I want to pay that now. Anyway, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it looks like it was a transient bug because replacing the gear and then doing the same. Oddly, I mean it's working now.
Yeah, I think that's just
I'm just gonna not shut up to weirdness.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
There does seem to be the case that like occasionally connecting parts gives rise to phantom forces, and like if you disconnect them and reconnect them, then you're fine. So it sounds like that's what you're hitting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I want to launch this sun synchronous, I guess. Sorry, I have to launch the sun synchronous, but I think I also want to launch this Badger Masher. Ah, I forgot it was on the Hustler. So yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I think the issue is that J79 is a later model J79, and we don't actually have an earlier model J79 by default. Also, hello Raiders. I don't think I mentioned to say hi to all the Raiders. So yeah, I think I want to launch when the sun is right. We're right on the terminator. Okay, so it's 4 a.m. We're just past the equinox. So pretty soon it should start to be sun up. I can see the sky lightening a little bit. Yeah, birds are chirping. There's some light. I think we want to wait a little longer, but because the sun is not actually over the horizon yet. Oh, let's recover some of our debris. Okay. I think that's probably... The issue is it's super cloudy. That is the problem. So it's hard to tell actually where the sun is. All right, let's go for it. We'll be up like 300-400 kilometers into the sky, so... Dawn launch. -96 degrees. Let us aim. Wait, what? That can't be right. No, that's not at all. Oh, yuck. Totally lost my settings. Badger Masher, I entirely agree that the Vigilante was an amazing looking plane. Uh, so the North American Rockwell's contract submission for the oh, I forget what the competition was called, but the competition that resulted in the F-14. They had a fighter broadly based on the A5's planform, and it was sexy. Like, nothing's going to beat the Tomcat, but this Vigilante Cat was a good looking plane. All right, so I need to figure out what the heck settings I used. So I'm going to literally look at my video from last night and see what settings I used. Because short of that, I really don't know. All right, so apparently the settings I used were come on. Uh, 50, 85, 15, 50. All right. Hopefully this will work. And I think I actually want to change this to 16 degrees to give us a little bit of extra margin. All right, let's do this. I think that's everything. RCS to on. Stop at stage 4. That looks correct. Oh no, we want to stop at stage 3. 0.5. 96 degrees. Yeah, I think we're good. Let's go. Now, I've learned that for some reason you have to fizz warp to get the roll alignment to correct. There's the sun, right above the horizon, so we timed this just right. Yeah, Badger Masher, it, like, if you're basically a bomber that is built to essentially poop a nuclear bomb, you are going to be much larger than anything else on that carrier. Like, the bomb delivery mechanism on the A5 was bonkers. I mean, sort of fitting, really, given that the first carrier nuclear bomber, the AJ Savage, was also North American.
Is Badger Masher talking in the chat room? Maybe my Twitch is screwed up.
Yeah, your Twitch might be. The most recent was talking about old videos of carrier ops with vigilantes on the deck.
Okay. I will refresh.
Here we go. Hot staging the AJ-10. Yes, this was, yeah, the mission control is very happy at the performance of this AJ-10. And we never have to fly an AJ-1037 again. Yeah, this is what you get for having a stage that is basically the diameter of Apple Star, or Delta E and above, using an early AJ-10. We're about to stretch it because with this AJ-1042, it's got another 30 seconds of burn time that we could use. Particularly because we have non-integral tanks, we can actually take advantage of that. With integral tanks, it's less clear to me that we'll get a great deal of advantage from stretching the stage just because the high-pressure tanks are so heavy. Okay. So that's good. Let's see where our apogee is. So that's going to be a little tight. What's our heading? 350. Okay. Okay, so yeah, we should have the delta V to circularize. All right, AOS wallops. I think I actually want to spin up a little bit early because we're probably going to need to do this a little bit early. Here we go. Turn off MechJeb. Okay, let's watch your eccentricity. Needs to be between 0.04 and 0.02. That's interesting. Oh, okay, I know what happened. Yeah, we had way too high vertical speed at this because I was worried about comms, and we actually still have comms even burnout, so that was not the problem. So I can actually wait a little bit. So I will wait a little bit. Yeah, I actually hit this problem in a sim as well. Like, you really have to be fairly close to apogee. if I had only had the courage of my convictions. And had waited for close to apogee and had faith that I still would have had comms. Oh well. We'll do it right this time. Okay. I didn't pitch down enough. Crud. Wait, what? Lol. I was not paying attention. I was looking at eccentricity rather than... You know what, I actually want to see what will happen to the orbit if we give it the extra delta V that I meant to do. Yeah, it would have totally been fine. All right, I'll just leave it like that. That's fine. Badger Masher antenna planner won't actually tell me because what I care about is whether I have line of sight, not whether I have signal that way. Like the problem is not, is my antenna strong enough? The problem is, am I going over the horizon? Also, I think I did this slightly wrong. Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to actually be doing this the other way. Yeah. Okay, so now there's that, and then we can go ahead and fire the retro, which will be a prograde. So, Badgemasher, you say that, but like we were almost over the horizon from Wallops. Like that's what was decreasing our signal, and I don't think we were necessarily high enough to get connection from Churchill. Maybe we were. I guess we maybe were. Oh, I think Churchill may be new actually, because just traditionally, yeah, because there's Wallops, and we were about to go over the horizon. Yeah, but Churchill is Churchill. I think is new. Like we added the launch site recently, and thus the comms to go with it. You didn't used to have comms beyond Wallops launching north from the Cape. All right, let's wait until we're retrograde. Um, yes, we have enough solar power to generate electric charge for a long time to come. Okay, pitch is climbing, and then we'll come back down. Okay, we're going to be close enough to perigee that we should be fine to fire the solid. How close to perigee are we actually? Somewhat far away from perigee, but close enough that we'll increase our eccentricity, I believe. Yep. Yes, indeed. Oh, and I didn't even dump propellant. So, but we have what we need. And let's check electric charge. We're golden. We'll just sit back and collect the science. Okay, and I hope and trust that that is the last of my caveman missions.
Contract was that?
Sun synchronous orbit. Okay, I don't think it's worth my while to send up a magnetometer yet, because it uses up too much electricity. Given how much in the way of solar panels I had to shoot up just to handle that. Okay, 43 days until that's ready. I'm going to go ahead and scrap this. Actually, let's see how much electricity the magnetometer uses. Love how you can just open the fairings like this. So good.
Yep, it's neat.
Configure experiments. Magnetometer, 30 days at 6 watts. That's not too bad. And this is 5 watts. Oh, we don't need that anymore. Oh yeah, and are there any requirements? No, we can just go to a minimalistic orbit. Alright, which means we can put one solar panel on this. And let's put some form of solid under it, rather than that misbegotten piece of junk. Or I wonder, can we get away with just doing that? No. No, because we're on SEP tanks. Even though this is only 38 kilograms, it's 38 kilograms too many. What's the reliability on this? 95%. The reliability on these is higher. Oh, it's higher because the burn time is so short that you're always at the wrong end of the bathtub. Alright, that's rather cheaper. How many watts will this give me? 20 watts. Oh, we don't need that much. I'll stick with 15 watts. 15 watts is plenty. All right, so not quite enough to get into space high, but this will be a high flying satellite for sure. Okay, and this is cheap enough that I think I don't necessarily have to try to do a mission for it. All right, best part of this is going to do some math. To figure out what pitch angle I should use, which I should have done before, because we know our orbital period, which means, oh, but it's not a circular orbit, so the math gets harder. I'm going to try to figure out how many degrees of pitch will change between a given time and apogee. And that's calculable on a circular orbit because it's, divide the time as a portion of the orbital period is the portion of 360 degrees. But an elliptical orbit, I don't really know the math for, and probably needs calculus or something screwy like that. Maybe it doesn't. But all right, let's see what contracts are on offer.
Yeah, I'm not sure what percentage of the period you would spend on each swing of it.
Yeah. Okay, so this is doable. Hard because it has to be fairly low eccentricity, but doable. This one does not have an eccentricity requirement, which is nice. But I don't think I necessarily have the delta V to do this on this launch vehicle. Because the cost beyond orbit is almost a kilometer per second, a little over 923 meters per second to go from circular 150 by 150 to 150 by 4500. And then there's the cost to raise from 150 to 850, which will be probably about 120 meters per second. So we're talking about a little over a kilometer per second more. So like 10-200. So let's look. Let's see what we get for this. Yeah, we don't have the Delta V. We will not be getting the Delta V. So we need integral tanks to do that mission, or a heavier pad. Um, so yeah, I guess actually I want to start. So that'll be plus 60 days, and then it'll be another probably about 120 days to build the launch vehicle once the tech unlocks. So yeah, 160 days all told. 160 days from the start of April. That's 5 months and 10 days. September. So we'll be right smack dab when the Soviet Union started launching Luna E1 spacecraft. Question is whether I want to delay another 60 days so we can launch this mission. And I guess it doesn't really hurt. I mean, I don't know, like the integral tanks version would let us actually do a contract that paid us. I might do that. But I think I'm going to build that launch vehicle tomorrow because I'm getting a little tired. So thanks for everybody for coming by. I'm going to bail, and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Night.
Night.
And thanks for joining, Max.
I didn't realize I was way out of it and messing with my plane. Later.
All good. Later.